No bungee jumping, no sheep shearing, and definitely no furry-footed hobbits. This adventure is all about exploring the natural forces that have come together to create New Zealand's North Island.
I'm heading off to explore the magnificent natural wonders in the land of the Kiwis. But my adventure goes pear-shaped when I discover what could be the newest land on Earth.
I made it! Fewer people have been here than have been on the surface of the moon.
New Zealand, like most islands in Polynesia, is a hotbed of volcanic and seismic activity. Throw in the incredible rivers, waterfalls, and a variety of geothermal wonders, and you've got a natural playground millions of years in the making. But back home, as I prepare for my long journey halfway around the world, I discover, just hours from my destination, what could be the world's newest natural phenomenon. Just checking out the news this morning, and I've discovered that there's a new volcano that's creating an island just off the coast of Tonga. I think I know where I'm going next. We tend to think of Earth as a finished product, but on rare occasions, violent natural forces rapidly reshape the planet. Lava flows at Kilauea are changing the shoreline of the island of Hawaii. 100 years ago, a massive explosion all but destroyed Krakatoa. Then, the volcano rebuilt a new island in its place. Now, 2,000 kilometers north of New Zealand, near Tonga, a series of wild and unpredictable eruptions of the Hunga Ha'apai volcano are creating a brand new island in the South Pacific. Okay, this is extremely cool for two reasons. Number one, it's very rare to see a volcano come up out of the ocean. And number two, if this island sticks around, it doesn't get eroded back into the sea, I might be one of the first, if not the first person to try and set foot on this new piece of land. Oh yeah, this has got my name written all over it. This unexpected addition to my New Zealand trip poses some new equipment challenges. Now, because this is an undersea volcano that's breaking the surface, I'm not even sure what to bring, so got my gas mask, helmet, typical stuff, wetsuit, because you just never know, I may end up in the water. Now, all that's left is a not-so-quick trip halfway around the world. I tell ya, I am exhausted. It has been 30 hours on the road, on the plane, on the road again, on another plane. Let the adventures continue tomorrow. Nighty-night. But as I sleep, Mother Nature conspires against me, yet again. Well, it looks like a monkey wrench has been thrown into my plans, and that monkey wrench has a name. Tropical Storm Lynn. This storm is now just off the coast of Tonga. So even if I go there right now and try and get to the volcano, I'm probably not going to have any luck landing because of the tropical storm. So my plan right now is to just sit tight here in New Zealand, wait a couple of days, then try to make my push for the Tongan volcano. As the storm blows into Tonga, I head underground. Way under. I'm in Waitomo right now, and Josh just got me all set up for what is going to be quite an adventure. Abseiling down about 37 meters into this cave. Gonna go through some rushing water, bit of a zip line, and we'll even see some glowworms.
All right, let's get into it.
Are we good?
don't let go of that one. Left down there. That's what.
All right, this elevator is going down. See on the dark side.
The descent into the Waitomo caves involves rappelling, ziplining, and good old-fashioned gravity to get down. Once I get to the bottom of the system, the adventure continues. With a climb through a series of beautiful yet challenging water-filled passages. After a few tight squeezes, I get to see the famous glowworms that illuminate these inky black caves.
This is one of the actual glowworms. You can see it horizontally up there, and each of those little fishing lines that comes down is like spider thread, and they'll catch a moth or a mosquito or other different types of insects. They come down, they're carnivorous, grab their lunch.
The worms are actually the larvae of insects that possess bioluminescence, which allows them to be seen in the total darkness here. Switch off the lights and see an amazing natural oddity. It's like a starry night inside the cave. There are even stranger phenomena on topside in the geothermal wonderland of Rotorua. I'm in New Zealand, preparing to travel to a remote island 2,000 kilometers north of here. But before I go, I want to gather as much information about the region's volcanic islands as possible. So I decide to take a reconnaissance trip to White Island.
Actually, it was a really good idea for me to come here to White Island. It's given me a bit of an idea of what I might expect when I go to Tonga. It's a very similar kind of area, brand new island. Geologically speaking, they're not that much different in terms of age, really. We'll see what happens.
This rugged island is brimming with all kinds of gas vents, fumaroles, and giant mud pools.
There's a really good mud pool here, vigorously boiling away. This is a nice place. It's not exactly a summer vacation home, but White Island is pretty spectacular. Beautiful sulfur deposits, lots of fumaroles, plenty to see here.
White Island is one of the most active volcanic sites in New Zealand, and the geothermal energy is vented with astonishing power.
This fumarole over here looks like a rocket.
I've got to get in for a closer look.
Pretty much as far as we can really go.
Oh, really? Can't get a little closer?
You can, but you can go by yourself. If it does.
You can go. You can go in by yourself. Meaning, I'm not going the hell up there. All right, well, I'll go to the end of the sulfurous rocks here.
Yep, and just if that steam does turn, put on your gas mask because it's.
Oh, I'll put on my gas mask now just in case.
Yep.
Taking each step very carefully.
The terrain here on White Island is providing me with clues as to what the Tongan volcano might be like.
Cracks in the ground here. Wow, the force that it's coming out with is just amazing. I'd love to get a bit closer, but the ground all around this fumarole is all very soft and very unstable.
And as I climb down, I discover just how unstable.
Whoa! Oh man! Part of the crater wall just broke away. I was just standing in here by this vent, and a bunch of rocks just fell down the side right here.
Nothing gets your heart going like nearly getting trapped in a volcanic rock slide. New Zealand is located along the Pacific Ring of Fire, and there's evidence of geothermal activity everywhere. The area known as Rotorua is like a geothermal theme park, with geysers, massive mud pools, exploding fumaroles, and they even cook their own food here with the intense heat that flows from the earth. This place is just chock full of examples of the Earth's power that lies just below our feet here. And there's no better example of this than the Pohutu geyser. Pohutu means explosion, and explode it does, about 20 times a day. Blasting boiling hot water 35 meters in the air. Look at this thing go! Pohutu Geyser, one of the most spectacular geysers in all of New Zealand, a land known for its geothermal power. But there's all kinds of natural power in this country. This Class 5 rapid is the beginning of my New Zealand river adventure.
Yeah, that was my first ever Class 5 section. The highest commercially rafted waterfall in the world. Check, done. Now, I'm going sledging.
Sledging? I've never heard of whitewater sledging before. It doesn't sound too hard. All I need is a quick lesson. But I wish I spoke the language.
This is called the whitewater float position. Go sledge, push these way up to it. Take my sledge. Now this here is called a throwback. Roll onto your back, you point your toe to the sky. Number one cause of death, people trying to stand up. If you want to go to the left-hand side of the river, you're going to angle left like so. Take that to the side sweep in the middle one sweep. Keep your elbows in the socks just like so. Your back is going to be arched. Swim back to your sledge, jump back on your sledge. Continue this momentum on. Any questions? Easy.
These Kiwis are almost as crazy as I am. But I've got a ways to go before I master this sport.
Not the most graceful.
Sledging is a mix of surfing and kayaking. And the surging rivers of New Zealand provide one of the best places in the world to experience this unique sport. Now it's time to try holding my own in the powerful currents downstream. But I get caught in a strong hydraulic, and I'm unable to pull free. The power of the water is incredible, like being in a giant blender. Although I'm now exhausted, I'm finally able to swim out of the current. Even though it was only for a few seconds, when you're in trouble in the water, it feels like an eternity. Despite my mishap, the day on the water was an exhilarating experience.
It is not easy. It's fun, but it's not easy.
As Tropical Storm Lynn clears off, I can finally get a flight out.
It's Tonga time. My flight leaves at 10 o'clock tonight, doesn't arrive until 2 in the morning.
But all this waiting around in airports is raising my anxiety level as I watch the video of this eruption over and over. What am I in for this time? I've just landed on the island nation of Tonga, in the middle of the South Pacific, hoping to get a chance to walk on the newest land on Earth. But where's my ride?
23, I just arrived in Tonga and waiting for my boat skipper to show up.
And waiting.
Not here yet.
And waiting.
3 a.m. now. There goes the last flight. I'm gonna take a little nap, wait for him to show up.
And waiting. The captain finally arrives. And we load up and make our way through the night. and onto the boat that will make the 6-hour journey out to the island. But how am I actually going to get onto this rather forbidding piece of land?
We'll see how the thing goes. They said that because it's in the open ocean, boat can go there, but it's sometimes it just the swells.
Yes.
Let's go up. So we can get a kayak up here as well. So we do all sorts of things, whatever any other way we can find, we get ashore.
If I have to swim,
Yeah, fine too.
then it's an option.
Yeah.
As we get out into open ocean, the huge swells of the Pacific have sent me to my default seafaring position. It's probably better that I don't see what's going on topside anyway. The engine room on this old fishing boat is flooding and has damaged one of the engines. So my unpleasant 6-hour cruise turns into an excruciating 12 hours. And there may be more problems once I get there.
I'm a bit worried right now because it looks like this island might be guarded by the Navy. They might not even let me on. This could be a problem. My fingers are crossed.
But the captain is determined to get me to Hunga Ha'apai.
News this morning on the friend of mine called up. He said, "Oh, keep away from the area restricted," but that doesn't mean they're going to stop us from going. We still go. We'll proceed on.
Ah, that's an encouraging sign. There's pumice floating on the surface of the ocean here. So that's volcanic rock that's lighter than water. Obviously it came from Hunga Ha'apai. Just looking at the chart, it's not that far. The main island with Nuku'alofa, the capital, and then the volcano is about 65 kilometers to the north and slightly to the west.
But on these roller coaster seas, who knows if I'll make it there in one piece.
I just hit a big wave and I rolled off the side and my eye went right into the corner of this table. Should have been 2 centimeters lower, it would have gone right into my eye. Holy cow, the whole bench fell over.
I administer some first aid, as the island is finally in sight. Now, I just have to find a way to get on it.
This has definitely been an epic journey, and I haven't even got to the island yet. All day traveling on this boat. But there it is. Hunga Ha'apai. It's the small, flat, sort of plateau of an island, just to the left of the main island.
Are we trying to the edge of this one here and have a look at it?
As we approach the island, another problem. The dinghy has broken free, and the crew must retrieve it. The good news is, there's nothing stopping me from going ashore. The bad news is, I have no idea how unstable this brand new piece of land really is. I'm in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, trying to set foot on the newest land on Earth. But it looks like I'm gonna have to swim for it.
I made it! Look at that. Solid ground on the island. The trick was the little boat couldn't come in all the way, so I had to jump out and swim ashore. There are quite a few dangers that are inherent with just being here. Number one, the volcano just erupted violently about 3 weeks ago and could do so again at any moment. And this land is all very unstable. It could just slide into the sea at any time. It's kind of funny, I'm tromping around on this new island, wearing nothing but my underwear, my sandals, and a life vest. All the rest of my clothes I took off to swim in.
And that dry bag that they were in got wet, so it's back at the boat. What can you do? Improvise. These bread crust lava bombs, they look like solid rock, but they just crumble into dust.
And this is basically all there is to stand on. The air-filled pumice that created this island is very unstable, and any seismic event could smash it to pieces.
It just crumbles apart. If this thing were to erupt again right now, like it did a couple weeks ago, let's just say I wouldn't be here for very long. The funny thing is, I actually tried to do this almost exact same expedition 2 years ago. There was another volcano here in Tonga that erupted, created a new island, but by the time I got around to figuring out how to get here and get to the island, it had already been eroded away into the sea. Not this one, not yet, and hopefully not today.
I discovered a huge crater that is the epicenter of the explosions that formed this island.
It's actually pretty scary being here, knowing just how active this thing has been so recently. Oh, that's a nice hot steam. Ow! So yes, it is a hot water lake. You know, adventure is all about stepping outside of your boundaries and doing things that you might be afraid to do, but you go ahead and do it anyway. Despite all the problems and difficulties getting here, what a rush being on the newest land on Earth. Fewer people have been here than have been on the surface of the moon. Because only up to a couple of weeks ago, this place didn't even exist.
The idea that Mother Nature can create brand new adventures for me like this one means even though I sometimes feel like I've been everywhere, I may never run out of places to explore.